today. It's kind of Mother's Day. So I'm making a little cardigan for my mom. I cast on 160 needles. And we're going. This is a machine knitting project. It's a fully Intarsia cardigan that I have already gridded. I already have the design ready to go. Only 2 colors. I kind of want to do it in one day. I'm just doing a fake rib, creating some plain rolls. I'm using tension 7.1 and I'm going to knit a few rows, and then I will do 1 row with a tension 10, and then I'll do 20 more rows in this tension 7.1. This is it. Now we fold. Well, I wanted to sit to do this, but you're using my chair. Rude. Stitch transfer. The very first. And okay, so looking at my table, you might notice that there's something missing. I kind of dropped my other hand-painted by me glass jar that used to hold my paper clips that I used to hold yarn in Intarsia. It's irrelevant what the glass jar held. It's just really sad because I had to stop, clean everything. So it's like 1:30. So much for my one day little project. I still want to finish it today though. That's all I have. Let's actually start the Intarsia. This is my Intarsia carriage. My machine is the Brother 840. And this is the compatible Intarsia carriage. Put the yarn on the needles that represent your work. I do a graph. I'll show you my graph in just a second. You go through with this carriage and in it. So you have to position the yarn on the needle. The needles are in this like mid position. So for yarn, this is the one that I'm using. I use it in a lot of my projects. It's a very thin cotton yarn and I'm using 2 held together. I have 5 skeins. I don't know if it's gonna be enough because I'm using 2 together. If it's not, I'll go to the store, buy some more, pray that it's not too much of a difference. For the red, I'm actually mixing fibers. Not ideal, and I'm actually a little bit scared that this might bleed into the white when I wash it. I just kind of really want to use the yarn that I have because I have a lot of it. So this is an acrylic, and I'm also using 2 together. I do the grid itself in Illustrator, and then I pass it through to Procreate. There are websites that do the grid for you. I tried to use it, got confused. I was like, I have my ways, I'll do them. But I think the way that I do is a little bit more time consuming. I don't even think it's better. I just the way that I do it. I've been doing my patterns in paper this year, which has been really fun because I have them all here. But this is my pattern, 1 back panel, which is the one that I'm doing. Please stop doing this. I have 2 of these, which are the front panels, and then 2 sleeves. Okay, the way that I like to write patterns is just to write down the row that I'm going to decrease or increase in. So here, for example, I start decreasing at 151 rows. So till then, it's just straight knit. So I just have them annotated like this. It works for me very well because I don't have to be thinking too much. For the first 10 rows, I don't have any color work, so it's just the white. Put the yarn in all of the needles. Carriage here is going to my right, so I put the yarn in from left to right. Okay, now that I reached the point where I'm about to start adding the color work, I'm going to start separating my colors. This is a Intarsia panel. The way that I learned is that you have a separate ball of yarn for each space of color. So for example, in this design, here on the top, I have a white, a red, a pink, a red, and a white. Even though the reds are the same and the white is the same, for a neat look on the back, you're supposed to use one separate ball of yarn for each space of color. So one white ball of yarn for this red, one ball of yarn for this pink, another ball of yarn for this red, and another ball of yarn for this white. The other way that you can do Intarsia, which I learned I shouldn't do, but I don't think there's anything wrong with, is dragging your yarn. So for example, there's a white here, there's a white here. Use a ball of yarn for this white and then change for red, pink, red, and then use the same yarn that you used here, drag it below the other needles, and then just put it here on the other side. It just creates a dragged look in the back. It might look a little bit messy. For this design, I'm only using two colors, white and red. So I did this swatch, and in the swatch, I tested the technique that I want to use, which is the dragged yarn. So if you look at the design, I'm going to talk about the design in just a second. But it's basically a line that's supposed to be like a yarn, a very thin yarn. It's a very small gap of red in comparison to the amount of white that I'm using. So what I decided to do is use one continuous white and change the reds by spot. So for each little piece of red that I have, I'll have a different red thread, but the white is going to be just the same white going back and forth, back and forth. Let's do this. To make things easier for myself, I will block out everything that I'm not using. I only have one spot of color in the first one, from needle 4 all the way till needle 9. So I'll go with the white all the way till 3. And the first one is always tricky because the yarn isn't yet attached. And I go all the way to the 9. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grab the white again and all the way to the end. So next row. This is kind of my vision. So the next row, these two already have yarn in the machine. And now we need to add this and these. So I'll grab the white yarn till here. That is 30 plus 1, 2, 3, my left side. Like here. And then we have 3 stitches in the red. I get a new yarn from here that way. And this is the first one for this yarn, so just hold it. And then I'm picking the same white going here. So we did 1, 2, 3 in red. And now this white goes all the way to this bestie. And then I'll pick this one up and I'll just do the 2 stitches. I cross it. And then I put it on the corresponding needles. And then I grab the white and follow the design like so. 1, and then it goes from 2 all the way till 11, which is this one. And then I grab the white. It will create this like line here. It will stay here in the bottom, so underneath the needles. And I pick it up from the next stitch, go all the way till 27. We actually have another new set of red. So we kind of cross it here a little bit. We have 5. And then I grab the white. Okay, so it does like a little crisscross. It goes all the way till the end. This is kind of the vibe. I'll get my chair back from you because I want to sit, and I'll do this for a little while. This is like over 3.5 hours of knitting, and it's underwhelming. I will tell you a little bit about the actual design that I chose to do. It's not just a random scribble. Like, it would have been too much work for it to be just a random scribble, okay? I thought of things that like would relate to my mom. And lucky for me, my mom loves her hobbies, okay? She got into nail painting when I was younger, some like cooking stuff. Always came back to crochet. She's actually in another crochet phase right now. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I post some of her creations here and there because she is always so happy when she finishes a blouse. She just did a raglan. Oh my god. She found her love again through social media. She's just found someone to follow that gives her a lot of inspiration, and I love to be that for some of you, I guess. But in short, she's been crocheting and she just talks about crochet. I thought I made something inspired by crochet. Now, I could crochet her something, but what's the point? The lady crochets really well. Like, there's no point in me making something crocheted for her. So I thought I'd make a crochet inspired machine knitted project, which I think is funny. Maybe I just have a poor sense of humor, but I just think having a knitted garment, crochet themed, is really funny because the original idea was this, okay? So just, I love crochet sweater with the red. I was like, that's gonna be great. But then I was like, she has a lot of sweaters. She makes her own sweaters. So I should probably make a cardigan. Maybe that's better. But then for a cardigan, I wouldn't be able to put it on the front. I don't like breaking designs like that. So I thought I would do something like this. Can you see? Colorful crochet hooks in the whole border of the cardigan in like colorful thread, because I have a lot of like waist yarn in a lot of different colors. I really like this idea of like the yarn image in a jacket made of yarn. I think, I don't know, it's a meta. I don't know. I like it, okay? I was really happy with that idea. I drew it in this kind of orangey brown, and I thought, oh my god, this is gonna be so good. I have a tension sample, look at it. I did the whole grid. As I was finishing it, I was like, this is not looking good. Didn't like the way that I wrote it. I just freehanded it. I started doing a version without the written crochet and just the yarn. And I thought that was cute, but then I just started being like, I don't know if she's gonna wear it. Is it too colorful? Maybe it's too fun. Like, I'm not saying my mom's not fun, but it's not the style of clothing that she wears as much. So after gridding everything, I was like, I don't think that's the way to go. So I went back to the drawing board and I designed this one, which is the one that we're working on here. Look. It's still the same vibe. I love crochet. It's a little bit daintier. I added 2 pockets. It's like the yarn is coming from inside the pockets. For the crochet, I tried writing it with my handwriting because I thought that would be cuter because it's like I'm her daughter. My handwriting just wasn't working for this, so I did get like a normal calligraphy font and wrote it. That's it with the design. This is what I have so far. It's 40 rows and I'm going to eat, and I actually have roller skating, but I do want to work a little bit on this during the night. Good morning, day 2. Yesterday night after roller skating, I finished pretty much the whole writing. We're in row 94. This was, I think, the most complicated. So now I think we're gonna do it a little bit faster. It's never ending. I'm in row 143. In row 151, I will start shaping the armholes. For that, I basically get my transfer tool. I take one stitch and bring it to the side. I'll have to start looking at the paper pattern, so I'll have to be looking at a lot of places. So let's hope that in like a couple of hours I can finish this panel. Let's see. Hi. I finished the design. I took off the middle to make a little dent for the neckline in the back, and I did partial knits for the shoulders. The Intarsia carriage does not knit any needle that is in the forward position, so I just brought the needles forward for the shoulders, and then I cast off everything. Let's review the back. Every time that I'm working on an Intarsia panel, I don't really peek in the front too much. So I'm always questioning myself, always thinking that it looks kind of bad. I'm glad that it's turning out good. So let me tell you, I don't know why I thought this was going to be a fairly fast project. This back panel took me like 2 days. All of the other ones will be faster, but regardless, I still have to do 2 front panels, 2 sleeve panels. All of those have Intarsia, and then 2 simpler pocket panels, and then sew everything together. Let's see how long it takes. I took a little break, stretched a bit, ate something, and now I decided I'm going to do a night shift, okay? I want to try finish one of the front panels tonight. I'm actually filming it vertically for the TikTok. Let's see if I can do something. I'll let you know. Good morning. Day 3. This is the first front panel. For the amount of hours that I stayed awake and the lack of hours that I slept, I could have finished this panel. Not a hard panel in comparison to the back. However, because I was filming, I was, moving the camera around because I like to get lots of angles. Go to my shorts and watch it if you want. It's kind of fun to watch. That makes the knitting take longer, and also because I was filming, I wasn't paying full attention to the actual knitting, and this happened. So that set me back like a whole hour because I had to take the whole thing out of the machine, pick the stitches back up and put them on the needle, and then unravel the Intarsia rows that I had already done, and then pick up from where the hem started, so row 1 after the hem. But I'm already decreasing here. I'm going to finish this in an hour or so, and then I'm gonna start the other front panel. Let's see how much I can do today. I'm not gonna voice any hopes and dreams because that has not worked out for me so far. Let's go. I just took it out of the machine. It's noon, so I'll go for an early lunch, and I will sit down and knit the second one in one go. That's my goal. I did finish the second panel. However, took me 4.5 hours, which I personally think is a lot. In my head, I can knit one of these in 2 hours, tops. So it's always humbling. I truly sat down and knit this non-stop because I stop, choose videos on YouTube to watch, I go around, I do a little stroll. So I always excuse myself. I'm like, I took a little while to do this, but it's because I stopped and I wasn't doing it non-stop, but I did this non-stop and it took me for an hour. I'll take a little break now for my back, and I have roller skating, but I will be back and I will do the sleeves, which is pretty much what I've been doing here, following my pattern. But for the sleeves, I want to do a cuff, and I don't have a ribbing attachment, so I will be manually ribbing a little bit because I don't know, I think I just don't like myself that much. Howdy friends, another day, still doing my mom's cardigan. I'll have to apologize for my leisure wear. I actually only have a couple of hours before I have to get dressed and leave. The ribbing was surprisingly fast for my standards. This red yarn made it so fast. I like acrylic sometimes. I really do. So around here, I finished the first two skeins of yarn that I was using together. So both of the front panels and most of the back panel was done with just the first two balls of yarn. When I was doing the back panel, I did use a little bit of the other two skeins of yarn because it was too much for that big panel to be using only one. So I'm sure that these 4 skeins of yarn that I have will be enough. Let's see how it goes. I'm increasing 1 stitch in each side every 10 rows so that it's bigger here and smaller here. To increase, I basically, the yarn is here, the carriage is here. I pull the needle forward, I just wrap around it like the E-wrap, and then I make the roll. And I'll do the same here. So I'll pull the needle forward, I can get the yarn, wrap around, make sure it's in the position, and go ahead and continue the design. When I was designing the actual pattern for the shape of the panels, I didn't really pay close attention to the sleeve. And this is not a normal sleeve shape. It kind of looks like a leotard shape that is like menstruation themed for like a menstruation commercial. I'm sorry. It did work, so I just kept using it. I'm aware this is a misshapen sleeve. It does work. Also, I had to paint my nails in the middle of the process of making this cardigan. I got inspired by the project that I was working in, so I did paint my nails with the motif of the cardigan that I was making to my mom. It looks really pretty. What do you think? Look, I'm obsessed with getting it right. So this is my waist yarn that I used to build the 1x1. I just nipped the very first blue, only the blue obviously, not the red. I'd like to try and get like a clean one, so let's see if I get it. So just pull it very carefully. Yeah, I got it. So just pull it off and it just comes off. I love doing this. It makes me happy. Hi friends, long time no see. I was making things, but I wasn't updating because I already have too much footage. I took a couple of days to make one of the sleeves because I just didn't have time to sit down and work on it. But then I think it was Sunday, I got the whole day to make the other sleeve. So I did it all in one go, which is always nice because I can film a little time lapse. The pockets were fine, like 30 minutes for each pocket. I decided to do like stitching on the side, but it's not stitching, it's Intarsia, so I drew the stitching lines. Then I remembered why Intarsia takes so long. Yes, I have been working for over a week in making the panels, but after making the panels, you have to weave in all of the loose ends from the design. This is how the backside looks. Not ideal, especially for a gift. You know, I just needed to tie a little knot, weave in the loose ends. So much time. So I took a few afternoons to like tidy the back sides of the cardigan. After that, I stitched the pockets to the front and I stitched the shoulders. And now I'm working on the last little bit of knitting. And I can confidently say that I will finish this tonight.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
I am working on that front hem of cardigans. Now, I hate this. I don't do cardigans usually because of this hem. This hem is the reason why I don't have a million cardigans knitted by myself for myself. I don't think I do it right. This is the only way that I thought of doing it that works. But if you have any tips, let me know please. Because the hem is too long, it doesn't fit with machine. Pretty much 600 stitches. I don't have 600 needles. I have 200. I also decided to add some buttons. Now I don't have the buttons yet. I just know I'm gonna make big buttons, 3.5 centimeter buttons. So I'm going out and buying them. You know, when you add buttons, you have to have the buttonhole. And this takes a little while. It's just annoying, really. Use the hold button. So you knit here and then you cast off, knit, cast off, knit, cast off, knit, cast off, knit, cast off, knit everything, and then come back, casting it back on. Now I'm folding it and adding the cardigan straight to here and attaching the cardigan and casting off the hem in the cardigan. I hope that made sense. I'm here to tell you that I actually did not finish. So I shut the buttonholes within themselves and added the sleeves, and now I'm closing the whole cardigan from the bottom all the way to the end of the sleeve with an invisible seam, trying to match the design, which I did manage to, and it looks really nice and so satisfying, and I'm pretty much done. How long has it been since I started? Like 2 weeks-ish? Here we go! A knitted cardigan that says, I love crochet. It actually looks so nice. Tomorrow morning, put it on a mannequin and take a little videos for you guys, which you might be looking at right now. And then I will do a little reveal in just a second. I will say I am not 100% pleased with the collar where I joined the rib. The button thing as well, it did the tension kind of a little bit wonky. If you have any tips on making ribs for cardigans, maybe I should just like grab the good old needles and hand knit them. That's what you guys are gonna say. If there's any other ideas, let me know them, because I don't think this is the way to go. But apart from that, I'm quite happy. I'll be showing my mom's reaction. I hope she really likes it. I don't know, let's see.
Esse é meu crochê. I love crochet.
I forgot to say goodbye. That was my mom's reaction. She really liked it. She was like, oh my god, this is so pretty, this is so pretty. She really liked it. Although I will be remaking the button bit, like the whole front rib. I told you guys I'm not good with it. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Do comment a little yarn emoji down below if you made it all the way here, or let me know if you like the cardigan. Let me know if you have any ribbing tips for the front thing. Let me know, what did you gift to your mom in Mother's Day? Have you ever done a handmade gift? You know, comment down below. It helps me out with the algorithm. Do consider liking the video, consider subscribing. Let me know if you are a shorts watcher that watched this video all the way to the end, because I've been getting so many people coming from one of my latest shorts, which, hi, hello. Oh, I will be posting a long version of just the machine making bits of this video. I have like 5 hours of footage. I will edit down just the machine stuff. So if you like listening to the machine sounds, stay tuned for that, I guess, if you want. I'm very excited with YouTube because a lot of people have been following me. I just don't know how many of the people that have been subscribing to me are watching this video, because a lot of people came from shorts. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. If they're not nice thoughts and opinions, be nice about it, okay? And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.